I am Dr. Sangeeta Sharma. I am the Medical Director and the Lab Director for Ahalia Hospital, Abu Dhabi. This is one of the oldest hospital group in Abu Dhabi, started 35 years ago. So I have the privilege of being the Medical Director for this hospital. And I am one of the very few lady leaders in UAE who have got this opportunity to be in this position.
How long have you been here in the UAE, Abu Dhabi to be specific?
I've been here for past 6 years, and for 6 years I am in this hospital. I joined as a lab director and soon I was promoted to medical director. So for past 2.5 years I am leading the hospital. I am seeing day-to-day operations of the hospital, and so I am in that leadership position. Along with my specialist position, which is I'm a specialist pathologist. I started the RT-PCR lab, early here. We do have a very important role to play with the, we engage community programs. We are engaged into community programs. We have a special community clinic running in which we have doctors from all different nationalities. We have a separate Kabayan clinic in which 4 doctors are there along with a specialist. We even have a Kabayan dentist, and we see that we engage all the expat communities, and we want to to bring them under our cover and provide services keeping in mind their culture, their language. So we have a multicultural approach, and we are at their service.
It's true. It's really nice that you try to tap the community.
Yes,
because you want to take care of the health of the community.
Yes. So I would first like to thank the government of the country, who very successfully they have managed this pandemic, and we are very, very fortunate to be residing in this beautiful country, UAE. And with the efforts of the government and their support they have given to all the healthcare sectors, and the strict discipline that was advocated from the highest office, and it was seen that all people follow it, the rate of infection is actually less than 0.2%, which is negligible. And there is 100% vaccination now. Again, thanks to the government. We are in full gratitude for that. So all of us are fully vaccinated. Many of us have taken booster also. We are highly protected now. The rate of infection has come down, and we as people are very well trained. We are very well trained to practice the social norms. So even when they tell us to take off the mask, but wherever we feel, the training of the population is such that if we feel we need to wear, if there is a close community and there is crowding, people will definitely put on the mask. So our training is very good. We are fully vaccinated. At the same time, the rate of infection has come down, and we are looking forward to this Expo 2020, which will be inaugurated in October. So things look very bright in UAE, and the movement has been eased. So only after assessing the whole situation, all these measures have been taken.
I can see, doctor, that you're very passionate with your with whatever you're doing. As a doctor, you're very passionate with your craft. Can you tell us why did you choose being a doctor? Was it your childhood dream? Was it like imposed by your parents?
Yes, very interesting question. I come from a family of doctors. My parents, my aunts, uncles, my cousins, almost everybody is a doctor. So from childhood I was obsessed. So when I used to see them, it inculcated a strong inspiration. And at that time, because this was almost 30 years back when I got into MBBS, and I could not think of anything else. I worked very, very hard because I come from India and the competition is huge. We have to write competitive exams, and I worked very hard to achieve my dreams. And as by God's blessings, by my parents' blessings of all the elders, my hard work paid off, and I'm sitting here today. And I'm truly satisfied and happy that I have reached here.
Would it be the same thing with your children? Would you be trying to encourage them to take being a doctor as well?
I will leave it to them. Definitely, I will leave it to them. If they feel inspired and if they have the interest and the passion to serve, because it's a long journey, it's not easy. So only if they are ready for it with their whole heart, then they should go for it. Otherwise, whatever interests them, they should focus there, and my full support will be to my children, whatever they put their heart and soul in. I come from India, which is a hugely populated country, and in their own terms they are doing very well. But when I came to UAE, in addition to what I have learned back home, in addition to the clinical skills and the clinical acumen, what I learned here, what was different and was worth learning, was the quality aspect of it. The government, the authorities and the various accreditations that we go through, they give a lot of emphasis on the quality and the safety of the patient. So the quality and the safety aspect of the patient I learned here, and if this quality aspect is inculcated in at every level in the healthcare field, definitely the results are wonderful. So it is more efficient, and the quality is also coming back home. They have also started all accreditations and all, but as I said, it's a huge country. It will take some more time. So I'm very happy with whatever I learned, and when I go back, I want to give this back to my country.
What would you do when you're not at work?
I like to go out and meet people, socialize and visit new places, and do some reading, dancing.
Yes.
I do dance.
Okay,
I
yes.
like Bollywood numbers, and I take out my stress by dancing.
It's physical activity as well.
I am a trained karate person, so I am no longer doing that. But yes, I do dance at home,
Yes.
and I like to go
Those
out
are your
and
physical activities.
physical activities I like, and I like to be outdoors mostly. I like to spend time with my pet. I have a dog, Maltese, with my child and with my family, and just be outdoors when I'm free.
With the 2 decades being in practice as a doctor, was there any challenges that you encountered?
Challenges do come in all the fields, and challenges did come. Initially I joined Indian Air Force. I joined as a medical officer in the Indian Army, seconded to Indian Air Force, and for some personal reason I had to leave. So that was challenging when I left it after completing my short service commissioning, and it was a challenge to shift as a doctor from the armed forces to the civil. That was first challenge. Second challenge is to get to higher education.
Yes.
The competitive exams are very tough back home in India. So to clear that and to pursue what I like, I had a passion for the pathology, for the specialization, and I went ahead and did that. That was also in the army. That period was very challenging because I was working and in the army, and I was also doing my post-graduation, which is very tough. Then comes the challenges when you pass out and you enter and you start working. I worked in many hospitals, and they were government hospitals to begin with. So definitely finances. When the resources are less and we have a huge population coming to government hospitals in India, the resources are limited, and the challenge is to treat them within the resources, to do justice to our patients. And at any point of time, the humane touch should not be, it should always be intact when we are dealing with patients. Although the numbers are huge, sometimes we may lose the humane touch. So again, that was a challenge to keep it intact, because poverty brings a lot of misery. So the patients are sick, they are poor when they visit government hospitals in India. There are limited resources, limited doctors, but we have to do our best. That was the challenge. And then when we moved to UAE with my husband, again to start, to get a license here was a challenge. To look for a job, that was smooth, but again to establish yourself, and by God's grace, I think this was the best period, because I was given the leadership position here. So in addition to my profession of practicing medicine, I had the opportunity to serve in a leadership position also, to see and manage the hospital. At the same time, I did my MBA in hospital administration. So at this age, doing MBA, why? Because I am doing hands-on. So I took the degree also at the same time. This was also challenging. And then came the final challenge so far, that is the pandemic. So being the medical director of the hospital, to see that we sailed through successfully in pandemic, our spirits should not come down, the spirits of all the people who are working. And we started getting COVID patients. Initially it was OPD, later it became inpatient also. ICUs were full, patients were on ventilator. So to motivate all the physicians to form a team and constantly motivated the nurses who were overwhelmed. Yes. Because the numbers started coming. This was at the peak of COVID. This is the biggest challenge, but this is a huge learning experience. So that pandemic was managed very well with the help of a brilliant team of Ahalya Hospital Abu Dhabi and the support of the management. There was a huge support by the management, and our teamwork was very strong, and we were self-motivated and we were motivating each other. So we treated thousands of patients in OPD, and more than 400 patients were admitted in this facility itself, along with patients who were admitted in my sister hospitals. And we successfully treated them, and this gave us the crown of frontline heroes by the government. They recognized, and our hospital was also one of them who participated in COVID. Yes. And now comes the huge challenge of post-COVID rehabilitation of patients. So we are also enrolled in this program with the government. We kept abreast with all the policies and the programs which the Department of Health started, and our hospital was pioneer in participating in all the government-run drives for COVID. Yes. We went into home care. This was again a program which was started by the government of Abu Dhabi, and our hospital is enrolled for home care for COVID patients. So we are giving this home care. Then PCR. We started very early. RT-PCR was started here by me, and we did huge numbers. And whatever the government asked us, we enrolled in all those campaigns. And now we are going to become a part of post-COVID rehabilitation. We have applied for that. So patients are still coming who have no COVID now. They were in the past they had COVID, but they have complications. Not only physical, mental, psychological. So we have formed a rehabilitation team, and we are going to enroll in that program. And the next challenge is to see and to reach out to as many people as possible to tackle this post-COVID complaints and successfully run this post-COVID rehabilitation program.
It has really affected many lives.
Yes. Psychological impact is huge.
Correct.
It's huge. So far, life was full of ups and downs, but very, very positive. I took everything in a very positive way as it came, and life is like that. So future also, I hope and pray it will be all positive. There will be challenges which I will take very, in a high spirit way.
Probably having your own hospital. What's still in it for you, Dr. Sangeeta?
I would like to go back to my country very soon, or one day, and yes, I may start my lab. I already come from a family of doctors. We have 2 hospitals running back home.
Oh, really?
So yes, again getting into my family hospital business, and now serving population of my country.
This is really nice, doctor, that you are really, as your Ahalya said, I think your code was
caringly yours.
Yes, caringly Ahalya.
Yes, caringly yours.
Caringly yours.
Yes.
Lastly, doctor, what do you think? How would you define success?
Success is when you feel happiness in doing whatever you want to do at that point of time. So it will differ in different age groups, and as you move ahead in life, For a child, success is just being the topper in the class. Again, when you appear in the competitive exam, success is to crack that exam. Then your first job is also success. And so success is, it is different at different stages, but the sense of fulfillment, happiness, content at any point of life, defines success. And whatever small goals we make, life is made up of small goals.
Yes.
So the achievement of each goal brings happiness and success. But the failures should not be taken to heart. They are just stepping stones to success, I would say.